right, man, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Been a minute since I've been on the camera, man. So we back. I'm feeling a lot better. Got my car out the shop. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the Aaron Hernandez documentary. Shout out to my brother Greg, one of my subs. He told me to watch it. I wasn't gonna watch it, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't like to watch documentaries on people who can't defend themselves. But I said, hey, this Aaron Hernandez, he Mexican, he ain't a brother. I'll check it out. Now, had this been on, somebody else, I probably wouldn't have paid no attention to it. But, I got a different train of thought than most on this documentary they did on him on Netflix. And, basically they went back to the roots of growing up in Bristol, Connecticut. And, to be honest, I had forgot all about the story. It was hot, when it happened. But I forgot all about the story. And there was some things in there that I didn't know about. I didn't know that, he was bisexual. I didn't know that at all. But it kind of started off, and I'm not going to give a play-by-play of what happened, but I'm just going to major points that stuck out to me. Started off with his time at Bristol, in high school in Bristol, Connecticut. And, his friend basically came out and said they had a relationship in high school, a guy friend. And it kind of showed that, how that could have affected him and his pops dying, and what I'm saying, and all that situation, how it affected him, and leading up to the murder of Odin Lloyd, and then coming back with another murder that he had allegedly had done, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, how I look at it as people looking at him just as a murderer, I can't feel sorry for him, this, that, and the third. How I look at it, to be honest, this whole situation is that a lot of things happen in his life which he never got help for. The concussions in high school, I think they showed him getting knocked out in high school in the concussion or taking hits. The whole thing where they said that he was, his brother said he was sexually abused as a child. His father dying, and his mother, dating a family friend's husband and moving him in, and saying that how he was saying over the phone how that messed him up. Everybody just look at it like the end result that he was a murderer, but nobody looked at it as he never got help. He never got help. Throw the CTE at the end of the doc away. He never got help. He never had a chance. Once his father died, that was his structure. Now, had his father not died, maybe he would have dealt with his success. Maybe he was able to keep him in check in Florida a little bit better. But once his father died, and his mother kind of, stained him with the head injuries, and they covered up for him at Florida, even more than they put on that video. You know what I'm saying? After all that happened to him, the end result was, I can't feel sorry for him, and this, that, and the third. I got Chris Carter, you got Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. Smith. I can't feel sorry for him. And at the time, they didn't know that all of this had happened to him. So I'm not excusing him from what he done, his murders to Odin Lloyd and the other things that he was accused of and stuff of that nature. But he didn't have a chance. He didn't have a chance. But in the doc, they go over, his time in Connecticut and in high school, and how he was going to go to UConn, and they offered him early, how he was a star football player, this, that, and the third. And then they kind of go over, they couldn't bring it out that he was a homosexual in the first episode, and, and they kind of talking about what's going on, during the trial and going back, and then and showing, how that led up to that point. And it was very well put together. And it got to Florida where he had some incidents, where, he, allegedly shot in the car, and he he did punch the owner of the bar. And he was very, very immature because he got to Florida at 17. He was early there, and he was trying to fit in with the Pouncey brothers and trying to act like he was cool and trying to show off film. So there's no telling what the Pounceys was involved in with Aaron Hernandez. You know, and basically they covered up for stuff. He got to the Patriots. The Patriots knew he had a shady background. He fell in the draft. They showed all that. He even asked Bill Belichick for a trade request because he shot the dude that got him a gun. He was a serious dude. So he shot this man allegedly in the face because they never could prove he shot him in the face. So he hired some muscle. He hired some street dudes to protect him from the street guys. So the street guy scared him so much, he ended up testifying against Hernandez. He scared him so much that he wanted to leave. He wanted to leave. He wanted to leave New England. He asked to get traded. Bill Belichick said no. He told them that there was some security concerns, so they got him an apartment away from his mansion to help him out. So the NFL knew this dude had some issues, knew that he was involved in some things, and they still didn't try to help him. They helped him, but they didn't try to bring it to light. They never thought that he would be a murderer, that he would try to fit in. They were showing that he had a gun and he was stashing it inside the car like on some John Wayne stuff, even though he legally could carry a gun because he wasn't a felon. He had a clean record at this point. So this is a dude that was trying to fit in, that was trying to run from some problems. And also it shed light on the homosexuality in the NFL or the bisexual issue that they have in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? They shed light on that. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's sad that he couldn't defend himself against this doc, and they wait for these people to die because it's cheaper and they can paint a picture of a lopsided thing of him. But, you know, he went through a lot in his childhood, and it seemed like the turning point for him is when his structure was gone when his dad died. You know, in the NFL, it has some responsibility here. Like, why do you want to get traded? Because you fearing for your life, you scared, and all this other stuff. Shouldn't that raise some concerns? Shouldn't that raise some concerns? If you fearing for your life, and you telling them I'm gonna get traded because I don't feel safe, they gonna get you another apartment. Like I said, the Patriots one dirty organization anyway. We all know that. But overall, man, the doc was solid, man. It was solid. It was really, really good. I'm just mad that he don't have an opportunity to defend himself. And one thing I do want to point out, because it's not going to be a deep analyst. It's just, I watched it. You know, I watched it in increments. But his girlfriend, his wife, his young whoever she was, that just shows you how strong our black women is. She stood by him when nobody else would. His brother didn't show up to trial in the second trial, in the double murder trial. His mom didn't show up to the trial, but she was there for Hernandez the whole time. She was there the whole time for him, through thick and thin. You know, she tried to get rid of the murder weapon. She was down for him, man. And that was a shining moment in this thing, to how down the sister was for Aaron Hernandez's girl. Now, did she, you know, kind of lie and say she don't know he was homosexual or bisexual? I don't think she really knew. But she stuck by him through thick and thin. No matter how thin it got, she was frustrated with him on the phone. She was cussing him out on the phone. She stuck through with Aaron Hernandez through thick and thin, no matter what. That's one of the things I took away. And also, another thing is when his mom was like, you got $40 million. You got $40 million. He was like, you act like I got $40 million. She said, you can give me $1 million, I'll be set for life. He said, I don't have $40 million. He was telling his mom that she messed him up and this, that, and the third. And because she had bought that new man after his father died, and she didn't have no remorse. No remorse. And then if you go look at it, his mom, you know what I'm saying, his dad didn't see eye to eye or nothing like that. So he really came from a broken home that was trying to be held together. And it was a lot of issues that went on with this guy. A lot. And I'm not saying that's a reason to go out there and do what he did. But what a lot of people gotta understand is, you be like, well, I grew up with this, that, and everybody is different. Well, I was sexually assaulted as a kid, or I was sexually taken advantage. Everybody is different. He handled with a different. I believe when somebody young or still in the teenage years, they lose a parent. I don't think they ever ever be right, man. Especially a parent that they was close to, and that was structured, and that was strong. You know what I'm saying? And they looked up to. I don't think they ever could be right. And I think a lot of things led up to him lashing out and doing, not just because he was just a terrible person and he was demented, demonic guy, and that's how he was born. No. He just grew up in a messed up situation. A lot of messed up things happened to him. A lot of messed up things happened to this guy, man. And I'm not rationalizing and saying this is why this is responsible. All them things building up, of course you're going to get somebody that's lashing out. You know, and it's unfortunate that, you know, Odin Lloyd, you know, had to be a casualty. And then one of the female reporters towards the end, she tried to write a story saying that him and Odin was lovers, but she had no proof. So that's not what you do as a journalist. If you don't have proof and it's a rumor and speculation, you don't do that. So now Odin Lloyd mama gotta be looking, now she gotta feel some type of way. Now his girlfriend gotta feel some type of way. You don't put out news that you don't know is for sure. But overall, man, it was a great documentary. The only bad thing about it, he wasn't here to defend himself. And eventually he did hang himself, they said. You know, basically because they were saying that their theory is he killed himself in the cell because, you know, he'll be proven innocent and his wife will get the money. Now, I don't know if the Patriots paid his wife the money that he was owed. The Patriots, they not trying to pay the players that they playing for him and winning championships for him. Tom Brady take a discount, so I don't know if she ever seen that money from New England, and that's one of the reasons he did to give his wife and his daughter a better life. The reason he did it, but at the same time, it was a lot responsible for all the coaches that swept it under the rug, for the mother, you know what I'm saying, did what she did, the father dying, you know, from a hernia surgery he died from. You know, you look at this, all the different things that happened to him, and like I said, people say, well, I've been through this, that. Everybody's different. I know I'm getting somebody in the comment section. I've been through this, I've been through that, I've been to this and that. We understand you've been through that, but everybody's different. I didn't become a murderer. Everybody's different. Him trying to mask, you know, who he truly was and deal with the pain. This is why mental illness is important. Mental health is important, excuse me. Maybe if he had somebody to talk to and his mama cared more and just didn't move on so fast from his daddy and this, that, and the third, we might be talking about him, you know, getting ready to retire right now instead of doing the things that he did. But obviously, he was a follower. He wanted to fit in. He wanted to be a gangster. He just didn't want to be a football player. He wanted to live a double life. But that's not act like this is a choice that he made just to do it. No, things led up to it. Things led up to it. Some bad decisions. It all starts at home, how you raised. Remember that. It all starts up at home, how you raised. Your childhood. When you get to stuff like this, something happened traumatic in his childhood, and apparently he was sexually abused. Then he lose a parent. Then his mom act like the dad didn't die. He didn't speak about his dad dying. His mom then was, you know, treating him a certain type of way. Then he gonna ask for $1 million while he in jail. Say, why you didn't give me $1 million? My life on the line. And you still talking about money. And don't even know I don't have $40 million. NFL contracts don't go like that. Give me $1 million, I'm set for life. So he ain't have a chance, man. He ain't have a chance, man. And to the families that got affected from this, man, you know, you gotta feel bad for them. But it is what it is, man. It's on Netflix right now. It's a limited series, so I don't know how long it's gonna be on there. It's popular. You know, it's a real good series, man. I gotta, you know, it's really good, man. Really good. Only reason I won't give it a 10 out of 10, I'll probably give it an 8.5, is because Hernandez wasn't there to defend it. So that's the only problem I had with it. But I appreciate everybody. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the videos. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you guys thought about the doc. Y'all know what the business is. One time for the one time. We gone.